Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Mike Shea at Transworld. I'm here with Kenn, Gluckman of Moran, Lyons, Johnson, and Garcia, one of our attorneys in downtown Orlando. And the topic du jour is going to be PPP loans and EIDL loans and how we are dealing with them in business transactions. So good afternoon, Kenn. Let's get into it.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mike. Thanks for having me. Go ahead.
Roll with it. You're dime, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So we've got two different types of loans that many small businesses have taken out over the last 6 months or so. They really are different, treated differently, even though a lot of people got both. The idea with the PPP loan, which is the Payroll Protection Program, I think is the right acronym, but that is for rent and payroll primarily. And so to get forgiveness on that loan, which is available, you've got to file an application for forgiveness and have it approved by your lender and the SBA. We know that some folks have already started with these applications, but there's still a lot of people who have not done so yet. So if you're going to sell your business and you've got an outstanding PPP loan, you need to make sure that you follow the steps so that you don't lose your opportunity to get forgiveness. And this is when you're going to sell more than 50% of your company's assets or more than 20% of the ownership, 20% or more, 50% or more of the assets. So with that, you've got to get an application for forgiveness filed. That has to be already have been filed. You've got to get permission from your lender. And then you've got to have an escrow of the full amount for the PPP loan that's outstanding that is controlled by your lender. And so in some of these deals, we're having the lenders hold the money and they're fine to do that. In other deals, we've had issues where the lenders don't want to hold the money, and we've held it as the escrow attorney at the direction of the bank, and with the expectation that that will be sufficient control under the SBA guidelines.
And this is if you haven't got it cleared. So if you've got it cleared and you've got your letter from the SBA saying that it's cleared, and you've got the letter from the bank saying that it's cleared. By the way, they're going to ask for both, right? Because the SBA says it's forgiven. The bank has to also issue a letter saying that it's forgiven, right?
That's correct.
If not, then it's going into an escrow account.
Right. That's right. So yeah, it's important to understand that it's an SBA guarantee on the forgiveness, but the loan initially is from the lender. So you've got to get both forgiven.
And people need to understand this money didn't just miracle out of nowhere. This money was the SBA money. It was in the SBA fund. So when it got issued to you, liens popped up on the corporation that it was issued to. And
well, generally, now keep this in mind, most of the PPP loans, if not all of them, do not have liens that were filed. That's why there's a lot of confusion here. But there's also the EIDL that you mentioned earlier, which are the economic disaster loans. And those loans have a UCC, so a secured lien filing that were done on each of those loans. And so those are the ones, even if you've paid them off with the SBA prior to the closing, you still have to make sure that that UCC has a termination that was filed showing that it's been paid off. And if you haven't paid it off yet, then you're going to have to deal with that at closing as well, because that is a secured lien, a secured debt with a lien.
So a couple things. Accountants and banks are telling people to wait, and people need to, this is just me opining a little bit. Right. I'm telling everybody, you need to get on the PPP and the EIDL for right now. And don't, if your bank says we're not processing, just escalate past to somebody with a brain, because they are processing. They're all waiting for the government to kind of go, hey, they're all blessed. Everything under 150,000, there's a relief, because they don't want to dedicate the headcount to process the loans. But you have to be really difficult with your banks and just push, because they are processing it. They know how to do it. They know how to deal with it. They just don't want to do the work right now. And then the second piece is, the timing. It takes generally 60 days to 90 days to get the thing processed. So your brokers are going to tell you to get on it today, because if a normal transitional closing of a small business takes 30 days. If you haven't got the PPP, then you got stuff held in escrow. And there are businesses out there that have EIDL loans that are bigger than the value of the business, right? So, I had a guy $50,000 business. Somehow he got $150,000 EIDL loan. The business is worth 50 grand. He's not selling. There's no way out. He's trapped because he got greedy and didn't read the fine print on these loans that these people got. And it wasn't really well controlled, was it? Who got money?
Right.
Shocking that the government just gave out money, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, I think it's important too, especially, you know, we're doing this call video here at the 16th of December. And so we are so close to next year that anybody who's holding off thinking that they got to wait to see tax issues next year, you're probably too late to be in this year anyway. So you might as well go ahead and get it filed and get moving.
Right. And oh, by the way, if you're relying upon your CPA to do it, their tax season starts January 1.
Right.
They're not waiting until April 15th. They're, you know, most of the CPAs I know are beginning to get pressure and they're like, I want this off my plate before April 15th. And a lot of CPAs spend about 60 days processing PPP loans, you know, 6 months ago. So they're going to have a wave of activity in addition to filing their taxes that, you know, is going to slow down transactions. And when it comes to getting in and out of your business, time kills deals. And there's enough hair on deals to kill them without, you know, you screwing up a PPP loan or an EIDL loan and not getting after it. Those are controllables that we should action on right now. Anything else on this?
I think that pretty much covers it.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Anyone wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at Moran Kid in Orlando at 407. My direct line is 581-6407. Or you can email me at kgluckman, KGLUCKMAN @morankid.com.
All right, man. Have a good day.